All right. Well, welcome to Thursday Night Shift. Jen Audette has her earbuds so that Eric cannot, if you missed that, Eric cannot hear us anymore. Welcome though. We're so excited to have you guys. And we hope that you guys are having a wonderful start to your July. You had a very happy and safe holiday if you're celebrating here in the United States. And we're just excited for another week here at Shift. We did not clarify a question. There's three of us tonight. We've got Heather, Jen, and myself. We've got people, still away for the holidays. We've got birthday celebrations. We've got getting ready to travel for the Alaskan cruise. I know some people are getting ready to go on the cruise and some people are going a little bit beforehand. So lots going on, but tonight you've got the three of us here. And so we are actually going to, tonight is going to be more of a Q&A. We are halfway through the year. Freaking crazy, right? So we're literally halfway through the year. We're getting ready to wrap up transition month, or we're in the middle of this transition month of this catalog season and move into a new season. And there's a lot of changes that have kind of come out. And so I know I asked on my group page, we asked in the monthly movement page. And then if you're on the Facebook Live or you are here in the live on the Zoom, you can go ahead and drop any of your questions in the chat. And we're kind of just going to answer those. So we already have a few that we're going to start out with, and then we'll answer some of these other ones. And hopefully you guys can get all of your questions answered around pretty much all the things that are happening in our crazy businesses. So Logan, yours popped right in. How do you work your business after a flash sale? Which is actually what I've literally been sitting at my computer doing all day today. And we'll let the other ladies also answer that as well. But so basically what I did today is I use an Excel spreadsheet to track my customers. So I have a sheet. I started at the beginning of this year. I shared this file with you, I believe it at the beginning of the year, Thursday Night Shift. I can do that again. And basically what I do is I have each month has its own little sheet in my Excel sheet. And I put all the orders that are in. I mark if I've sent them a thank you. I mark if they're a new customer, if I'm adding them to like my loyalty tracker is what I call it, to see how often they're ordering. And then if it's a new customer, are they in my main sheet to allow me to export that for labels and stuff like that. So basically that's what I've been doing. And then I actually just imported, I had yesterday 23 new customers. And so I imported those into my project broadcast. And I actually just sent them a text. And that was, I think, one of the responses I just got on my watch of saying, hey, thank you for your order. We're Callie and Becky, your Scentsy consultants. I just wanted to say thank you. I could read you word for word, but we just sent a quick message for that and are getting them into those contact different systems that I use, which is kind of another question for down the right line here a little bit. But what about you guys? What are some things that you're doing after? Are you guys doing things after flash sale prep or?
So the thing about flash sales is I work my business the same every single month. And this flash sale in my business is literally a quick flash surprise. Didn't know it was coming. So I'm not anticipating and building my business PRV parties sponsoring on flash sales typically. It is my whipped cream and cherry. And I like a little nuts on a banana split as well. So that's where that's going to be too. But typically my behaviors are always my monthly mailers with my customers with 3 samples in it. Y'all all know I'm a 3 sample person on all my mailers. One's in the clear drug bag that the heat is making them smell it. The other 2 are in the silver, non-transferable. So smells are getting under people's noses every single month. I also have a referral system in place where people are bringing me new people constantly. If I'm behind my desk and at my computer, it is impossible for me to be meeting new people. Yesterday, I was grateful enough. One of my very good first customers, Elise, has a lady from Australia that she works with and teaches with, and brought her over yesterday to come smell the waxes because she has one warmer and she's obsessed. So here I have a new customer now that Elise brought, and they both get a free bar. It's usually all my leftovers from Scent and Warmer of the Month. So typically when I'm back in swing after a flash sale ends, I'm immediately getting my thank you cards out to those people, making sure they're filling out my customer profile jot form immediately. Third, asking them, do you have a friend that has never tried Scentsy that I can spoil with a little VIP package? Right? I'm jumping on that referral system immediately because I'm sometimes not leaving my house. So I need to rely on getting referrals from the way that business is coming in. You have to maximize it on getting more people that way. And again, trying to get parties booked constantly. I think this fall, I'm even going to offer, if you host a party with me, July through September or October, it's a personal special. It'll be advertised with me personally, but a thing I do is decorate Christmas trees professionally during the holidays. If anybody hosts a Scentsy party with me in any of those months, I'm going to draw to do their Christmas tree for free because I need home parties again. So whatever you're gifted with, maybe you're a great cake decorator, maybe you're a great home decor stager, or whatever you're great at, utilize that and offer that as an incentive for them to be doing home parties with you again. Jen, what about you?
So I have a love-hate relationship with flash sales. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. So I'm 14 years in, so keep that in mind. I've been doing this for 14 years. My business is solid right now. So I have never, ever, ever put any emphasis on flash sales. So yesterday was the first time that I actually sat down and spent about 4 hours texting all my customers to tell them about the flash sale. And I got a lot of business from it. So here's why I have a love-hate relationship, because I'm a party girl and I appreciate parties and I recruit at parties and my business was built on parties. So flash sales hurt my parties and it's still going to hurt my parties. But again, my business is solid. My business is where it's at. So yesterday was the first time that I wanted to prove to myself that I can actually have good PRV based because, okay, here's why. My husband and I would love to travel in our RV for a year. At some point here in the next couple of years, we want to just be able to go. And he's nervous about how are you going to do this without being able to without doing parties like you do now? Because I'm not going to have the inventory. I'm not going to have all the things in my RV that I can have in my house. So yesterday I wanted to prove it to myself. So I'm at almost 2,000 PRV because I took the time to finally, on a flash sale, first time ever in 14 years, I texted every single person and basically said, go check this out. It's amazing. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. So I'm talking to all of you. I'm talking to those that are new. I'm talking to those of you who have been around a long time. I'm talking to those of you whose businesses are struggling, whose businesses are solid. It depends on where you are in your business. And I just wanted to see if I could actually survive on a flash sale. And I proved to myself that I could. But if I were still working super hard, if I was a director that goes into the queue and out, or if I were a star consultant that really wants to become a superstar director, like I would focus more on the party than on a flash sale. I hope I'm making sense here, but they're both fantastic. But it's really hard to work your business on sales and doing parties at the same time because I feel like you kind of take away a little bit. So adding on to that, I also, all of the people who did not buy from the flash sale, I went back through all those texts and I said, hey, I have an awesome incentive for anybody who wants to have a party with me in the next 3 months. Here's what it is. And then this morning I was getting all of these responses from people who wanted to have parties. So again, keep in mind where you are with your business, where you want to be. Where do you want to grow? Do you want to grow your sales? Do you want to grow your frontline people? Like, where are you? So it's totally, completely dependent on where you are in your business.
And Jen, I'm gonna ask you a question because do you find that it's easier once the parties get going that more and more bookings start happening because they've experienced it? So it may take a lot longer to get that first one, right? But you start seeing them more frequent now after people are having fun.
It's momentum. Momentum is the key word. You have to have momentum. If I go, I try not to do it because I probably did it once 5 years ago where I went a couple of months without a party and then I just had to struggle for sales. Now I know it's all about momentum. If I can keep at least a few parties going, I know I can book a couple of parties off of those. And I would sure as heck rather have I wish I knew the right word, 3 things where I'm going to get PRV a month than having to keep contact customers and begging people to order and hoping that I hit my 2,000 PRV. And we don't want to make hope our business plan, right? We want our business plan to be solid. We want our $500 parties, and that's where it's at.
Love that. Great question. All right, we're moving on to Amanda's question. What is the main system or one system that makes the biggest difference to simplify your business? My answer is going to be Project Broadcast, and stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm going to second that.
And my answer is going to be Amy, but it's going away. So I am going to learn Project Broadcast very soon, and I am going to dive into it.
Yeah, I love that. And other people are answering those questions as well. You may find one of their systems works great too. Trello is great. Jackie, thank you for saying that. Another one I learned at SFR, attending the Scentsy Club class, was boards. Loving it. Don't know how to do it all that well, but I'm loving that one as well. Next question from Holly Rayburn.
Real quick. Jackie, I believe you have a training already done on your Trello board system. Can we get that link from you so that we can compile that and throw that in? And then I will also say that I was going through some different things today, some of the questions, and that boards came up again. And it was the gal that Heather had just talked to me about today from SFR. And that, if you haven't checked out, I really haven't at all. Like Heather, I literally downloaded it today with Heather, but I really can already see some great potential from it. So if you're in that zone of needing to plan something new on those systems, I would definitely check that out too.
And it's, especially if you have a team, it's a really great accessible way for them to get documents quick. That's not downloading anything from Dropbox. Nothing's confusing. Whether you're on a cell phone or a PC, it is very user-friendly. So check that out as well. Holly Rayburn's question, any new apps or programs we can move forward? Again, it's the Project Broadcast. It's going to be your lifesaver. Trust me. I'm trying to scroll through them. There's a lot. Sorry. So if anybody sees one ahead of time, y'all jump in.
I do have a comment I want to read over here. So there was a couple questions on Facebook because I'm going back and forth between the two. So one of the questions was, Heather, do you use felt samples for all 3 samples every month? And I did respond for her and say yes, but the next thing was I received a letter from a customer who made a purchase in June. I sent him Happy Mail, and yesterday received a $25 check from him just for great customer service. This has never been something that's happened to me, and was completely surprised and grateful. So that can go a long way.
So I would respond immediately and say, this has never happened. A huge tip for great customer service, but it sounds like you have a quality that would be great in our company. Here's join for this month. I mean, he obviously has what it takes. Wow.
That is awesome. I would not have done that way. So thank you, Heather, for that.
That's really cool.
Teresa Mahoney just said, Jen, just curious if you don't mind sharing, what is your current incentive to book those parties? So again, let's remember, I am 14 years in, so please do not compare. That's where I struggled for many of my beginning years. I struggled with comparing myself to others. It depends on where your customers are. My customers are spoiled because, for example, the people that I gave this particular incentive to have been doing parties with me for 10 years. I gave them a $30. So I said, I will take $30 off of whatever your order total is. I will take $30 off, which honestly, after 14 years, that's not that much, but it was enough to get them to want to book. So I have probably had, I think I had 5 people today that solidly booked. You don't have to do that. If you're brand new, you don't need to do anything. You don't need any incentive at all, I swear. All you need, give a scent circle. I will give you a free car. I will make your car smell great if you have a party for me or whatever. You don't even have to call it a party, a scent event. I know some people are against the word party. So honestly, I also do the little green eggs a lot of times at my bingo parties where I don't even know why they're green. I'm just calling them the little green eggs, but they're Easter eggs. And I say, pick an egg numbers 1 through 5. And inside I'll have a free set of 6 scent circles, 3 bars of wax, 6 bars of wax, whatever it is, again, that you can afford. Do it based on your budget. Remember, as Orville, the owner of this company, always says, do not spend your family money on Scentsy. Do spend your Scentsy money on your family. Do not spend your money. When I say that I gave $30, that's because I'm 14 years in. I make a great income thanks to Scentsy. $30 is nothing because I'm probably going to get the stuff for free anyway. Depends on where you are. So if you are brand new, if you are a certified consultant, if you have not been with Scentsy for long, do not ever offer $30. Offer a free plate of pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Or as Heather said, give some tips on how to decorate a Christmas tree. Or as Callie will say, Callie can do a million trillion things that are creative and amazing. Whatever it is that you're good at, offer that. Or a free scent circle, because everybody wants their car to smell good. And it costs you $1.50 or most likely less, probably free.
Love that. Jill has a question. She approached a lady in a grocery store parking lot She saw she had a scent circle hanging on her rear view mirror. The lady said it was a gift. She was told it was natural, but it was artificial and there's plenty of essential oils, so she wouldn't be ordering anyways. I mean, I would just blow this lady off at this point if she's responding to me like that. First of all, have a great day. But what do you respond to someone when they're saying this is not natural? Like, what would y'all's response be when something like that comes up? I say bless and release. You're not gonna
You can't
someone.
convince those people
like
because
me getting a
nothing is
vegan to-
natural.
Yeah, meat or something. I mean, you're not going to convince them, right?
Nothing is natural.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I just kind of bless and release, or I just say, hey, well, you know,
Yeah.
you can check out our oils, or if you need a great diffuser for the oils you do love, let me know, and I'm happy to help.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just switch to the diffuser. Whatever she's speaking, what language, you speak that back.
Okay, so another question that we have over on Facebook is, so this one was Heather again. Do you use scented stickers only sometimes in mail and see a great return on that?
I do not. I do not do the scented stickers, only the new categories as I send that out typically. I find that you have a better result with the wax samples. There is nothing like, I mean, I don't buy perfume without smelling it first, right? So it is you're in the fragrance business, you're in the people business. You have to let them experience it. And I think it is the wax, or oil on the tester. I mean, you literally need to be making samples of what our bread and butter is. And that is what it is. And you've got to figure that out in your budget. If it is you taking 1 cube of wax and you're splitting with other consultants in the area, and you're using those tiny, thin, flat pieces of felt where you're getting 70 something felts per cube. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. And as long as if you're physically handing them to people or mailing them, you've got to get the smells under their nose if you're not partying.
I will definitely say I do a mixture of both. I feel like when it is wax, I will say that the results I feel like are better. So if I'm doing the felt, the results are better. Something that I've also started doing is each month I've been doing a felt sample of the scent of the month, right? And so that's going in my mailer. And then the next month I take the sticker that I got in my kit and I put that on the outside of my mailer as well. So they're kind of doubling up on that. And I've seen a good return with my scent of the months by doing
and use what you've got. Like it's okay to put your customers in categories, guys, on the way they spend. My A group is my clubbers. Those are my priority. Those are truly my VIPs. My big spenders that buy frequently are my B group. My C group are the people that may order a 3-pack every 4 months. They could get stickers. I'm not going to waste good wax on C group, right? It's okay to put them and classify them by what they're spending with you. That's smart business.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to run my business out of my camper. I'm sure I don't have as much inventory. This is you don't need an inventory to run this business unless you're doing events, honey, and you don't need inventory.
Basically just the products that you use yourself, right, are totally easy to do whatever you need to do in your business, which kind of actually transitions to another question that we had. I'm struggling to get sales. I'm posting consistently about my life and how I use Scentsy in real life and how I include it in my life. I could use a few tips on getting sales and party/socials. So the first thing I'm going to say with that is you can post all that you want until you're blue in the face, but if you are not engaging with other people, they are not going to see your content. So if you think that I can just post and hope that people are going to see what I'm posting, they probably aren't going to unless you're engaging with them. And that's part of your algorithms. And that's why that post and pray concept doesn't really work. It does take, yes, you're showing what you're doing, because if you're not going to go out and you're not going to talk to new people and have those conversations, then absolutely that's a great way for you to get in front of people, but you have to, it's social media. So if you're not being social and you're only putting out, then you're not going to get anything in return. And so I think if you're kind of struggling with that and you feel like you're doing the right things in regards to sharing, see how you're communicating and how you're engaging within your community would be a big thing there.
So I'm going to jump on. So is it Suni? I think just asked, when you guys are asked what you do for a living, how do you respond? This is always so awkward for me. So I have to say that it is still the most awkward question for me too. And I feel like once you master that question, you're not going to get the same result. So keep it awkward. I love that it's awkward. And I will literally look at people and go, you're not even going to believe it. Like I still can't even believe that this is what I do for a job. I basically sell like for a home fragrance company and I can support my family now. So I keep it awkward, and the awkwardness keeps the conversation going. So don't ever memorize or don't ever fully understand how to answer that question. Always keep it awkward, because the awkwardness I beat that with I don't know, I beat that one, but
No, I
yes,
love that. You're not even going to
yeah.
believe it. If I even tell you what I do, you're not even going to believe
Yes.
it.
Yes, you know,
And then
like
they
direct
really want to
sales,
know.
like the
Now you're
old
like, well, what the hell do you do?
yeah, like the Avon lady or the Mary Kay lady. Like, I am the Mary Kay lady for a fragrance company. Like, I can't even believe that this is what I get to do. And I get to be a cheerleader, and I get to be a coach, and I get to be a teacher. And I know you don't even want to hear anymore because it sounds so weird, but it is my dream job. And here I am. I finally have my dream job.
Jen, a question came in for you. Are all your parties that you book home parties, online, Facebook, or Pouch?
So I built my business on home parties. Everything I did for the first many, many, many years was home parties. And then, but I also did a lot of events, and I did a lot of fundraisers, and I supplemented with pouch parties or basket parties or whatever you want to call them. So I've kind of done everything. Then, and I was against the online party. I will tell you guys, because I like to be in front of people. Then COVID hit, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I got to do something. I can't just sit here and be sad that I can't do my home parties anymore. So I got to figure this out. So I started doing online parties. I'm going to tell you guys, you can do whatever you want. Every single one of them were super successful. It's how much passion do you have? How hard are you willing to work? What is your drive, your determination, your desire? Like, do you want this? Because no matter what, you can make anything work. You just have to work it into your life. If you're in a wheelchair, you might not be able to do the same things that other people can do. If you are 18 versus, I'm running out of examples, but you guys understand, like, make it work for you. Do the things that will work for your business. And if it's not working, it's nobody's fault. It's what you have to change. You have to shift into something different. Just like this is Thursday night shift, kind of fun, huh? So you have to shift into do something that's going to work for you. You might have to find the thing that is going to work for you. Did I answer that question? Probably not.
Yeah, you did. No, and you have to spend your time doing income producing activities, not busy work. You're wasting time. If whatever you're doing right now in your business, ask yourself, is this getting me future recruits? Is this getting me future hosts? Or is this bringing me sales? Which one is it? If the answer is none, put it down and don't do it.
100%.
Reagan, great point. You get paid PRV on wax bars, not stickers. Very good point. And then I can mail them.
And what do you mean by that,
stamp.
Heather? Can you elaborate on that? Because I know what you meant, but a lot of people might not.
Reagan in the chat said, when you're making wax felt samples, when you're buying a 6-pack of bars, you're getting paid PRV on your 6-pack of bars or 1 bar, whereas you're buying stuff from the consultant store, you're not getting paid commission on. So might as well use that as a tax write-off, get paid commission on your sampling, and send them out that way. My 3 in 1 envelope, oh, they're right here. I'm actually doing them. It's 1 stamp. 1 stamp with my newsletter.
I will say I'm one of those people that likes to be a little bit extra sometimes. Surprise, surprise. And so I will sometimes get to 1 stamp and an additional ounce stamp just for kicks and giggles, but you could make them under 1 stamp if you really focus on just doing what Heather does her newsletter, and then three samples. Yeah.
All my repeat business comes from my mailers every month, and they're always 1 stamp, always. Nothing ever more.
And for those of you who have never done a mailer, that's me. So this is what's really cool about our businesses is we all run them different ways. If it works for you, don't break it. Don't mess it up. Do what works for you. Heather mails mailing. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I just started doing it because, like I told you guys, I'm trying to shift my business now. But in 14 years, I have never done a customer newsletter. I've never done anything. I've never even altered the Scentsy customer newsletter. It sends out and I've never had a problem. Like, you do what works for you. Scentsy does so much for us. And again, do what works for you.
Like, there's not really a wrong way.
No, that's what's so fantastic. That is what is so fantastic.
You're creating how you want to do your business. It really is. And yes, I have 3 flat felt samples, not the ones from the store. I buy them on Amazon. They're flat, round circles. 3 in my newsletter with my mailer. I'm actually making them right now. There they are. Callie's got them. 3 in this envelope, and I mail it for 1 stamp. Everybody's post office is different. Make sure, but mine are flat and 1 stamp.
And you all know that I want to be Heather and Callie when I grow up. So I'm working on that, but it's true. Like, we can do whatever we want. We can each run our businesses the way that we want, and we can shift one way or the other when or if we need to.
Tammy Mayo has a great question. Is it best to go live once in a party or do a week long without lives through it? It depends on your host coaching. Your host is what's driving that party. It's not your lives. I hate to tell you that, but if you are not having a really good host coaching system in place, you need to reevaluate and become a really good host coach. Y'all should be talking all the time like your best friends when you're party planning events, any type of scent event. That communication has to be almost daily. So the expectation is there. You know what she wants. She knows how this is going to work. If that's not happening, you going live once or 7 times, 4 posts or 27 posts, it's not going to matter.
And keep in mind, let's look back at your last 5 parties. If your last 5 parties were duds, they were all 200 PRV or less, then it's time to do something new. So what Heather has taught, what Callie has taught, what I have taught, if you've tried any of our systems and they didn't work, do something different. Don't keep doing something that's not working. If you're not getting to 500 PRV, it's not working for you. It might be your demographic. It might be where you live. It might be anything. Just keep trying something new, find different ideas, and until you find what works for you.
Yep. And you want to make sure you're mailing stuff that's flat. The thickness is what's causing you to have more weight. That's why the felt is super thin, non-machinable. That's probably why it's getting sent back for more postage. It's because of your thickness.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times what I'll do is I'll print
July 11th. It's getting more expensive again on July 11th. So
it is.
By the way, stock up on postage now. Stock up on your stamps now. If you guys haven't heard, I think it's July 11th. I might be off by a day or two.
I have not heard yet.
Go buy your forever stamps and your international, your global stamps. Go buy them now because they're all going up.
Okay, good. I missed that, so thank you for that. I do have another host question that we can transition to. So I need a couple brand new hosts. I've had a lot of repeat hosts, and I need newbies. What tips would you have for that? I would say, first of all, are you asking everybody? I feel like if you're closing a sale without asking for a party or for asking them to host a scent event or to have their own shopping link, it's kind of like a missed opportunity if you're having those conversations. I know Jen is the queen of getting bookings at parties, so she might have some great tips for that, but that's another place would be at your parties that you are having.
So I love the new Google form for checking out. I used to always send like an order form, but now I love the Google form, and I give them. So I always ask, how interested would you be in hosting your own event, 0 to 10? And I give them 0 to 10. I don't say yes or no. I want to know 0 to 10, because if they give me a 1, then I know that there's a tiny bit of interest. And then the second question is always, how interested would you be in possibly making some extra money with Scentsy, 0 to 10? So that's kind of how I find out. And then I always message every single person. I personally text each person that gave at least a 1. And then they stay on my list, and I will reach out to them every however many months to make sure. And then there's all kinds of booking games, you guys. Honestly, if you go on YouTube and you search booking games or direct sales booking games, Scentsy booking games, a couple of my favorites, I don't want to take away from Heather. I don't want to take away from your time, but.
Oh, no. I'm asking if anybody has questions in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So a couple of things that I do are those eggs. I buy the Easter eggs, and I will use them like if it's I said green because those were mine from March and I never got rid of them from St. Patrick's Day, but I'll put 5 things inside and I'll number the eggs 1 through 5. Pick a number 1 through 5, and then I will take a video. I will open the egg for you personally, send it to you, and I do it, and I kind of make it fun and laugh, and it falls, and I show them all that. Then I'll also do, if I'm at a home party, my 2 biggest games that I play are putting 3 scent circles around the hostess's neck, and I give her the challenge to get rid of all 3. If she gets rid of all 3, she gets this prize, which I had been doing a what's it called? Diffuser, not a standard diffuser,
the deluxe.
Thank you, deluxe diffuser.
Yeah.
My brain just went dead. So a deluxe diffuser, which I definitely get for either half price or for free. And so at $17.50, I booked 3 parties. For me, that's worth it. I can afford it. So if she gets rid of all 3. And then the other one is I'll do a regular size warmer box and a nightlight size warmer box. And I'll have both of them sitting there, and I'll say, if you're willing to book a party, and if you're willing to book a party, put your door prize slip in this big box, and here's what your prize will be. And if you're just here for fun, then and you don't want to book a party, then put it in the small box and you might get a scent circle. So it kind of entices people to put it in the big one or the small one. And then Heather can tell about her poster that I've done that too, with the 10 envelopes and Heather, you take over here because that's a great booking game also.
Wait, what did I do?
With the poster board behind you with the 10 envelopes, I've done that a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, where they just
Yeah.
pick an envelope behind my head on online parties. That's a very long link that I just put for the circles. I don't know if that works, but try it. Yeah, they just pick an envelope, a number, and when they book a party, they win the prize inside. And don't overthink the prizes. It's whatever you have. It can be a week of salmon. I don't know what you're giving, but it could give,
pumpkin chocolate chip cookies.
right. That's better. I think the cookies is better than salmon. I don't even eat fish. But I feel like people overthink and you're trying to duplicate and copy and paste someone's business. And not everybody's in the same city, the same place, has the same circle of friends, the same sampling, the same follow-up. How I work my business is not going to be the amount of hours that other people put in their business. I get it. But I choose to do very smart income producing things. I ask for parties. I ask for referrals. I follow up. I spoil my customers with great gift wrapping, not freebies. I've never given a free gift for people purchasing from me in their life. I don't give free gifts as thank yous for buying from me. Never have, never will do it. I don't offer free shipping. Yeah.
I was going to say testers, like we're coming up on a transition month. So you're going to have a whole bunch of testers of scents that are discontinuing. 3 testers are like quite a bit of time in a nightlight. If you turn it upside down and you stick it, take the lid off, put the tester upside down, let it melt into the nightlight. That's 3 like great samples of wax for people. So you could say, hey, I'm going to give you these 3 testers or you don't have to call them testers, these 3 samples of wax if you'll book a party for me. Honestly, it's anything that you can give.
Most of the time you're not getting parties because you're not asking. You're waiting for someone to come to you and say, I want to have a party. It's a new catalog. Can I book a party? Of course you can. If you will really start training your brain to asking people, have you ever thought about doing this? Or you should host one of my first parties. I've got really good incentives. Get in the habit of saying those things, because when you do become complacent on an order taker of taking someone's order, that's all you're doing. You're just an order taker.
And you just reminded me that, so in that, when I texted all the people yesterday and I said, hey, do you want to be one of the last people with this current catalog where there's tons of sales and a great way to stock up on all your favorite scents? Or do you want to be the first person with the brand new catalog and all of these incentives? So that's how I laid that out too.
Love that.
Thank you for saying that, because I totally forgot that I said that.
Okay. And Jackie, I loved her comment in the chat. It said, keep asking if you are getting no's. Don't give up. You will get the yes. Make a goal. There's that, but go for the no, right? Make the goal of getting as many no's as possible and getting comfortable with the word no. And that will help you get closer to your yeses, because really at the end of the day, if you are doing the actions, it's a numbers game and just following up, and 5 to 8 times is what people need to hear. So, Carrie Bowens has a question. Do you send anything to customers who have not ordered in the last 90 days or even longer? Or how would you reach out to not just be getting this, I can't read tonight. How would you reach out to not just be about the sale? Which I feel like that transitions into another question as well. It was over here on another page, but I would just reach out. Honestly, I don't think there's a time frame. That was the question over here. How long, like, what if it's been too long since you've reached out to a customer? I'll be honest, a few months back when I first started using Project Broadcast and moving my customers into them, I went back to 2015 and just started sending. And actually, I'm not laughing, but it was just like, of course, this would happen to me. I actually got somebody text me back that was like, my grandmother passed away. This is now my phone. Like, it was her grandmother and she was no longer even here because it had been that long and that was an old customer. So like, you literally can reach out. And if you're worried about like, okay, well, what words do I use? Or like, what do I say? Just simply say, hey, you know what? I have not done the best job at following up with my customers. And in the last 6 months of 2022, I am committed to doing that. So if you have not heard from me in a while, I am so sorry, but I'm reaching out now. And if you still need a Scentsy consultant, I'm still here. Right.
Yep.
And so you can be honest about not doing the job that you felt you wanted to do and starting fresh and going from there. Now it's your job that you're telling them that to keep up with it. Right. And be consistent with that, but you can easily do that and go back and do that. And then if somebody hasn't ordered from me in longer than 90 days, you could just simply send a text and just say, hey, it's been about blank amount of time since you ordered. And I just need to see, are you ready for a wax refill? Are you ready for a new catalog? Our new catalog's launching next month. I just wanted to make sure that if you were in need of a refill, that I got you taken care of. You can just be so nonchalant.
It's all in your wording. You're not going to sound spammy or salesy if you don't come across that way. Your wording is everything, especially in a text, because there's no emotion attached to it. So your wording has to be on point. And what was that we taught them? Pretend like you're receiving it and you read it as if you got the message. If there's no like red heart or smiley face, that's why I always do emojis, because I'm like, I'm not yelling at you, or if it's all caps, it might be I mean business, but it's usually not being mean. But you've got to be smart about showing excitement in words, like really enlivening your keyboard or your phone. You have to enliven it anytime you're doing any of that.
Another thing I would say, 90 days. So there is, if you don't want to send like a full mailer or anything like that, you could just do a, hey, I'm checking in, and you could send a few of your old stickers. I know that that's what we went through, is all of my stickers that I had left over from the beginning of the season that were discontinuing. I added to the back of those and I sent those out as they were discontinuing, and to get them out of my office. And so that's another thing you could do. And Heather's holding up a card.
Yeah, I put it a postcard. So my C categories that literally I was mailing them to California. I know those people aren't stationed there in that military housing. They moved umpteen years ago, and so did I. But I just wrote their name, who I know didn't live there, or current resident, so they wouldn't come back. And I had one person call me with 2 rub and smell stickers. They're worth 1 postcard stamp as a chance, because I don't necessarily have their contact information by phone. So it was a gamble. I tried this for the first time. Will I probably do it again? I don't know, maybe a couple more times to get a feel if it's really worth it. But I right now, that's not my priority. I'd rather spend the time going find new friends than me trying to reach out to 200 past people that used to live there and now live in the house. It just wasn't worth my time.
What is your biggest tip to build your clubbers?
Right now, it's really good. Like my guests that are here right now, I literally went through and laid out all the ones that are retiring and said, I'm going to go do this training call. I'll be back. But here's the new scents coming. And these right here in this pile are going away. And I said, okay, these 6, the lady that came over yesterday, she picked out 7 bars that were retiring. I said, we're not going to get these today. We're going to get you in a club so you can be locked in. Let's focus on the ones that aren't going away you can get today. But let's use these for your club, because you can process that immediately. So I had her sold on both. So easy, based on her smelling the scents and falling in love with them. She wasn't going to say no.
I think that's perfect. And I think also reminding them that it's a rewards program.
Yep.
Right. So you're getting 1 point per dollar spent. And I mean, people love rewards. You're getting 10% off at $30. So if you like our semi-annual sale right now at 10% off, you can get 10% off every single month, as long as your club is $30 or more, plus 1 point per dollar spent.
And the more you're talking about it, the more you're sharing, the more people are going to know what it is, and they start spreading the word. Like Elise is the one that brought her friend here, who is a clubber, and told her it's worth 100 more points when it's coming from their mouth and not mine. They expect it to come from my mouth because I'm the salesman. But when it's at free advertising out of my customer's mouth to another potential customer, it's worth gold. You just shut your mouth and let them do the selling for you.
So true. And let me add, like I said in the beginning, don't take your best partiers and make them club members. I'm sorry, but don't make your best people that do all your parties, don't put them in club yet. Wait until they're tired. Like wait until they're not doing parties anymore, because you don't want to lose your parties to club people, right? And do you guys agree? I mean, 100%. I feel like, so be careful. Like sometimes our best customers are people that do the parties for us every 3 months. You don't necessarily want them in club because, and I know this might be controversial, but you don't want them in, I don't want them in club because I don't want them to stay stocked up on wax. I want them to want me, and I want them to want free wax. So, there's different stages of our business. Just keep that in mind. So I am working a little bit harder now on strategically deciding. I'm making lists. I'm working really hard on this in my business right now. Who do I want in club and who do I want to still do parties for me? So keep that in mind. The club is amazing. Like what an incredible gift Scentsy has given us. And it is fantastic. And if you can get that built up, it's incredible. But if you're still working to work your way to superstar director and all of that, don't give up your parties yet. Like don't give up your parties to club yet. That will come. That can eventually be a huge goal when you can get to that point, but don't do it quite yet.
1,000,000%. Because you have to have that influx of people. I don't know anybody that's made superstar director or director that has not had an influx of people coming in. I've not met one.
Nope.
And it's not partying. Have not met a one. They've been partying in one way or the other. So,
and those incredible club members, this is what's so hard. Those incredible club members are the people that talk about Scentsy, love Scentsy, die hard Scentsy.
yeah,
They're the ones that bring their friends to you that will also book a party and that might eventually join. So that's it's like a double-edged sword, isn't it? Like we want the club, but we don't want the club.
I only want my clubbers being my people that buy frequently. I want my non-partiers in club.
My clubbers are the people that do not have time, could care less. They don't care about parties. They would never host a party. Like those are my people that I put in that category, but I don't want them in that category till I have to put them in that category.
100%. Great advice. I don't have any more of my in the chat. I don't know about the other location, but
Yep, you're good. So what is the best way to get new customers?
leave your
Basically,
house.
talk to people and get fragrances under people's noses.
Yeah.
Host parties and have your hosts invite new people, right? That's why parties are so vital for our business, is because parties allow you the opportunity to get in front of people that you normally wouldn't get in front of. That's the same thing with fundraisers. We're getting ready to go back to school. I know that's so crazy since I feel we just got out of school, but back to school is a great fundraising season. And that is an opportunity for you to get your name in front of people that you would never get in front of. And then Kimber, you just asked kind of a very similar question. Get your name out in a new town. Reach out to those that are around. Reach out to your neighbors. I've done. We're new to the neighborhood with Welcome Home Scent Circles and a little picture about us, military move. So that's another thing you could do. But fundraisers and then reaching out to your new neighbors and just starting. I think personally for me, I never lead with Scentsy. I'm always leading with creating opportunities and creating relationships and letting that transition into more of the Scentsy and the Scentsy opportunity. Like, unfortunately, my assistant that started, she had never heard of Scentsy, and I handed her a bar to do something, and I just assumed she knew what it was, and she had no idea what Scentsy was. And she's like, "Can you tell me what that is? You just had me smell." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You're sitting here, you have no idea." So like, sometimes just starting with, and then a lot of people might not even know what it is. So if I had to say, "Hey, by the way, maybe do you want to host a party for me?" She's like, "What the heck are you talking about?" Right? So just kind of ease into it and get to know people and build that relationship, and just genuinely start with trying to make friends in a new place and then let it transition into
It has to be organic though. Like, what are your interests? Do you have children? Join MOPS groups. If you're military, a family readiness group, a support group, get to know your neighbors, be that person that says hi, start conversations. You're going to have to put yourself out there. Let's say you like to knit or you're joining a cross stitch group. Find groups, whatever your interests are, get involved in the community in that. Go volunteer somewhere. You've got to go to a church, find a church. You've got to get yourself in new places to meet new people. And the only way for you to do that is, what do I like? What do I love? Where's my passions? And go do it.
And also keep in mind, like, does your family know that you're trying to build your Scentsy business? Do your best friends know that you're trying to build your Scentsy business? Do your coworkers know? So one of my favorite stories is one of my frontline superstar directors. Her sister worked in she worked in a grocery store where she like cut meat. And there was a customer there one day. And she was like, "Okay, I can only spend $5. I might be making up the amount, but I can only spend this amount on the meat." She cut it. She had to take a slice off because it was over her budget. And she said that this girl, who was my frontline superstar director's sister, she said, "Hey, you know what?" And she kind of knew her. She comes every week. She's like, "My sister does a business that might be helpful to you." So she gave her sister's information only because she was on such a tight budget. So it's because she said, "Hey, if you ever see anybody who's looking to make extra money, if you ever know anybody that loves the fragrance business, your friends, your family members, your coworkers, sit down, tell them, explain to them, give them an incentive." I have often told my friends, "Hey, if somebody joins under me," and you can even say, once they become certified, "I'll give you $50 in free Scentsy or $25 in free Scentsy," or whatever it is that you want to give an incentive, but make sure that all of the people that you're the closest to understand and know. Don't keep it a secret. Let them know that you want to build your business, and they can be the biggest people to help you. Because, like Heather just said, their word is worth 100 points more than your word. If they say, hey, my friend is killing it with this little fun company and she's having the best time, she's about to go on trips and blah, blah, blah. That means so much more than you saying, you should join under me because I'm blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Makes a big difference.
Right. And I think that goes into Logan's question about how do you pitch fundraisers without being icky? It's the same thing. You got to know somebody in there, or somebody that needs funds. If you have a baseball player, or somebody that's trying to raise money, it's easier to get in there if you know someone. It's all about relationships. Every scenario comes down to relationships on who you know or who they know. You can solicit and just ask who the fundraiser chair is and just send a little letter with a proposal that lays out the profit margin for them. But they get proposals all the time. So you've got to be really strategic on what commission you're giving. It's a competitive market, I would tell you.
And I will say, spoil the pants off of the organizer, and they will come back to you over and over and over again. Anytime somebody books a fundraiser with me, that person, no matter who it is, if it's like a small fundraiser or a big fundraiser, I spoil the pants off of them, because I want them the next time to say, oh, I want to do it with Jen. I don't want to choose Yankee Candle because Jen was so good to me. Whatever
Right.
it is that you want to do for that person, find something that they love and spoil them.
I love the comment that Christine kind of made about any drivers or delivery people, right? So it's on my list, but one of the things that I want to do for to get new customers is if you have people that if you're a Door Dasher or you do grocery delivery or anything like that, I have little packets that I'm getting ready to put out, basically just saying, hey, you've already got some hustle and here's something to help your car smell great. And if you're looking to make a little bit extra income on the go, here's some info about what I do. And I'm just going to leave that out in a little basket on my front porch. And with a scent circle for them as like an extra tip. I always to make sure I tip nice. And that'll be another way just to get more information under people's noses and my fragrance in their car, because they're driving anyways.
I think it's great. And they do. I've had a UPS guy join my team before. He didn't do anything, but he still joined. Like, he had every intention. Logan, I really think it is. She says, I'm on my daughter's PTA and I just don't want to be like, oh, I'm here, I can do this. Does that make sense? I don't want to come across weird. What I love doing people and telling people what I can give them and giving them a way out. So it's like, hey, this is what I have to offer. But if it doesn't work out, it's totally fine. I always say that. Go ahead, Jen.
No, sorry. Keep going. I didn't know.
No, it was all it was. It was nothing magical.
I was going to say, it's the same thing. It's the same thing about that awkward conversation. Like, I say the exact same thing. I don't want to make this weird. I promise you guys do whatever you want, but I will pay for the materials. I will provide prize, whatever it is that you're willing to do. Mm-hmm. And you can use me as your last case scenario, but I'm not going to make anything from it. I just want this organization to be successful. And there's nobody out there that wants it more successful than me, because it affects my kid. And so That's kind of how I always laid it out there. Like, this sports team, my kid is on this sports team. I want this sports team to be extremely successful.
Yes.
Another question over on Facebook is, how do you keep your customers loyal to you? I have quite a few customers that buy from several other consultants.
Get to know them personally.
Yeah. I would say I really don't have that problem. We pride ourselves on great customer service. I get referrals from other people. I have people that send people my way. I communicate, I set expectations, I say thank you.
And we're not always Scentsy. We're talking about other stuff, or I'm checking on them, and yeah.
So I feel like if that's happening, and again, if they're still coming back to you, that's great, right? I guess if they're still coming back to you, that is a win. And then just really focus on customer service and see if that can tighten.
And it's remembering things that they tell you. Like, that's what I use those tags for in Project Broadcast. Like, I reached out to a girl and said, hey, we really need to get your club. Cocoa for Coconuts is going away. And she goes, thank you for remembering. I could have been like, oh God, I don't want to text this girl and tell her this. Are you kidding me? This is she is going to think I am a used car salesman, letting her know that I know you wanted to do this, but you haven't done it yet. I even gave you the instructions how to do it. You still haven't set your club up in a month. Now I'm reaching out because it's retiring. She could have looked at me totally spammy. She didn't. She said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thanks for remembering. So the response is not always what you think it's going to be. Trust yourself. trust the chance, because it might be that one person that takes and that whole team, you to director. That one dare chance question you asked. You never know. I mean, Jen, tell the story. You complimented someone's shoes and got how much money in orders? In a bathroom stall, urinating.
Right.
Way to shock
No,
them.
honestly, a compliment goes a long way. That's, make somebody feel good about themselves, make somebody feel good about their children. Here's the thing. If you love somebody's kids and learn, even if you aren't a big kid person, like learn to love people's kids. I naturally just love children, but their pets, any of it, not even necessarily them, love their kids, love their pets, love something. They're going to come back to you because they loved how you made them feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to add in. So anytime, any place in your business that's struggling, you can't blame other people. When you can give it away and not blame anybody but yourself, look in the mirror and say, okay, I'm not booking parties. It's something I'm doing wrong, because look at Heather. She's booking a million parties. Why am I not booking parties? It's not Scentsy's fault. It's not my director's fault. It's not my superstar director's fault. It's nobody's fault. What am I doing wrong? How can I make this better? Seriously, you guys, you are all handed. This business is the biggest opportunity that's out there. Take it and run with it. And wherever your business is struggling, figure it out. Don't have the excuses. Don't say it's because you have this wrong, or you have that wrong, or this happened to you, or that happened to you. Figure out what you need to change. And I promise you, if you can just get past that wall, you are 3 feet from gold. Read that book too, 3 Feet from Gold. Amazing book. Make Beach Money. If you haven't read that book, it's incredible. You need to read that book as well. Those are 2 books that I would 100% read, because they are going to probably help catapult you into where you need to be.
Yeah, you've got to be pumping positive things in your brain all the time to stay motivated, to stay inspired, to try new things. You are who you hang out with, and what you're telling yourself every single day. It is very important, and you do create your own success. Everybody has the exact same opportunity. Beach Money.
Mm-hmm. And 3 Feet from Gold. And if any of you love great podcasts, please put those in the Beach Money by Jordan Adler. Fantastic. And if you guys have any podcasts that you love, like people who really motivate and inspire you, please put those in the comments so that the rest of us can see those.
Yeah, that's very important to do, you guys. Very, very important. And everybody has circumstances. You're not the only person with circumstances, right? It's just
100%.
how you choose to react to them. Grieving process, it's different for everybody, but you do have a choice every single morning. And so I think it's important to put positive things in your head like that, because it does help us go through the process of things, right? 100%.
Miracle Morning for Network Marketers, Miracle Morning for Network Marketers is one of my favorite audiobooks. I will listen to that every probably 6 months. And I probably know it by heart by now, but it's so good.
Perfect. I'm going to get that one.
It's actually what I love about it is it's individual stories of super successful people and how they start their mornings. And I hear about these people. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could totally do that. I can totally get up and run 7 miles, and I can totally make $1 million after I run my 7 miles. It gets me so excited. So when I'm feeling like I need a little bit of a push, that's what I go to.
Diana, great one. Mel Robbins is good. Atomic Habits by James Clear is also great. Yes. Great suggestions, you guys. Oh my God. We're already at the top of the hour.
We are.
What the heck? How does it go by so fast, you guys?
It always does.
I feel like we just pushed start and record.
Right. We did.
And hang tight, you guys. We are going to tackle Project Broadcast.
So I was going to say on that, we are probably, should we commit to a date for August? I know that seems far out and you guys are thinking August, what are you talking about? But we have some other things, but we could maybe commit to a full training on August 11th.
Let's do it.
So if you want to mark that down, August 11th, we'll dive into what we are using and doing. The only thing is because there's a couple other things kind of in the works around it. And so.
Yes, we're trying to make sure it's all up. Oh, thank you, Mama Bev. I know we're having an early birthday party here at my house tonight. That's why there's people waiting.
Mama Bev. Is Papa Bev there too?
No, Mama Bev's in Dallas.
Oh, she's not there. Oh,
No, she's
I had
coming
so much.
soon, though.
I had so much fun dancing on the tables with Mama Bev.
I know, she's so fun. You know, nobody saw Amy closing, even since he didn't know. It was a shock to everyone. I think this is a great reminder for you to know your business in and out, have a backup plan, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. I think it's a great lesson for all of us. Because that's terrible, and it's terrible that they're not giving money back. It makes me angry that they're not doing that. It's a shame that they would do business like that, but I'm very much, you reap what you sow, and there's a reason they're closing. If they're in that much trouble now, I wouldn't want them to stay around and take another 5 years and more money and it not be as effective, or something happen. And there are no accidents. So, and Scentsy always is a step ahead, and I trust them 1,000,000%. And you used to work your business without Amy. For those of you that are around, we will teach you another way to do it. Just trust us. Yeah. One thing I'm good at is making money. I'm a sales making money whore. That's kind of bad to say. Probably not a whore. I don't know. But I wanted to go sell cars just to try to sell it. So I don't mind studying and becoming good at things. So trust us. Put your heart in our hands. We will get you to a system that works. As long as you give us 100%, try it, you guys. You've got nothing to lose. You're not going to die without Amy. I promise. I don't even use it. I mean, I paid for it, didn't even use it. So
I got to tell you, I use it. And so at the end of the month, I texted all of my frontline, and I got probably 4 people responded that they haven't sold Scentsy in one said over a year, one said like months. So it's not really updated. So I feel like they are struggling.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. I'm not worried about it at all. No. And thank you guys for the early birthday wishes. Y'all are so sweet. It's tomorrow. So yeah, I wanted to cook Hawaiian food for my friends. That's all I did. That's why I'm wearing an apron.
Well, let's let Miss Heather get back to her friends tonight. We appreciate you guys hanging out. We appreciate all of your questions. We hope that this was helpful. And if we have any other ones, you can drop those over in the monthly movement. We can work through those as well. We hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will talk to you next week. Oh, wait, just also.
I just want to say one last book. If you haven't read The Go Giver by Bob Berg, that one is also fantastic. If those of you who struggle with like keeping customers and understanding people and like building relationships, go read The Go Giver. Super easy read. It's a story. It's amazing. Read it. It will definitely change your business. Sorry.
Nope, you're good. Click the link real quick. I'm dropping in the chat.
Okay.
Maybe. Hold on. Controls.
If you haven't noticed, I'm a book person. But honestly, I wasn't before. Like I just like it. They are life-changing. Read books.
Okay. Did you guys, if you're on the Zoom, did you click it? I don't know why the other Facebook is not letting me do it, but we will get it posted. So it'll also be on the live on Facebook. All right, for real. Bye guys. Have a great night.